Good evening, you are watching My Media Prime Television, and this is Prime News coming to you live from the studios of My Media Prime Television here in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. My name is Fonquinta, and we begin today's edition with this sad human interest story of a 52-year-old truck driver identified as Foka Laurent Xavier, who has hung himself after he received shocking news from his wife's lover that he is not the biological father of three of their 5 children. The pathetic incident occurred at Pika-On's neighborhood in Douala 3 subdivision, and neighbors say Mr. Foka had butchered 3 of his kids, 22-year-old, 20-year-old, and 5-year-old respectively, to near death. All 3 children have been hospitalized at the Douala General Hospital, with the 5-year-old said to be in a delicate state. Family sources say Mr. Foka and his 40-year-old wife Numbusa Genevieve have been in conflict for 3 years since they got married over issues of infidelity. We move over to the southwest region of the country, where a road safety campaign has kicked off in Kumba division aimed at reducing the number of road accidents in that division. Tamfu Sidwan Dimbe covered the campaign and compiled the following report for Prime News on My Media Prime Television.
The road safety team, led by the Divisional Delegate of Transport for Meme, has started educating road users on the need to acquire roadworthiness documents, transporters' licenses, and other requirements before plying the roads. The campaign team has given road users time to ensure that they fully respect the norms binding the sector. The divisional team on Thursday, 11 December, visited the vehicle testing center in Kumba, where a new securitization system has been put in place to ensure proper checks on the worthiness of cars of different categories.
Everything is in place. They have tested a vehicle in my presence until printed out the report. So I can assure road users that everything is working very well. The divisional delegate states that the process is automatic and accurate. The process is more than 80% automatic. The physical presence of the vehicle at the test center is established with a photo that is taken in color, the front and the rear of the vehicle. He also encourages transporters to make use of the new system recommended by the Ministry of Transport to ensure the vehicles are roadworthy before transportation of goods and persons. The Minister of Transport has taken various measures to make the process more secure, robust, such that vehicles that come for tests are actually being tested. The director of the technical services told My Media Prime Television that the minister's recommendation will help bring to an end fictitious acquisition of roadworthiness certificates by unscrupulous individuals. And many vehicle owners too have just preferred to take the document as a normal document. But this system requires that the vehicle and all the fault diagnosed must be repaired before you can get certificates. As the road safety team embarks on the campaign, they encourage transporters to ensure the respect of road norms by testing the worthiness of their cars before plying the roads. In the meantime, more is expected, as the campaign will go a long way to limit accidents, which are mostly as a result of transportation of goods and persons in outdated vehicles, coupled with recklessness of drivers and private car owners. In the days ahead, repressive measures will be applied against drivers who do not comply with the regulations binding the transport sector.
Over in the northwest region of Cameroon, a 30,000 hatchery that will produce 21 chicks in 21 days, and a new structure to host the services of the Northwest Livestock Development Fund have been inaugurated by the Minister of Livestock, Fisheries and Animal Industries, Dr. Tiger. The event that took place yesterday in Bamenda was attended by Charles Kibwa as he completes the following report.
The Minister of Livestock, Fisheries and Animal Industries, Dr. Tiaga, has inaugurated the structure to host the services of the Northwest Livestock Development Fund, CDNO, constructed on a surface area of 860 meters square. The new building has 18 offices.
Both phases, phase 1 and phase 2, including all installations, the ACs, the surveillance cameras, the internet, the intercom, amount to 160 million.
Northwest Livestock Development Fund Director Mba Shipong Michael says the structure has other innovations.
When a place is growing, you have prospects that will meet up as we are evolving. If you discover today that we have an innovation which is rare in the Northwest, the production of day-old chicks. These are day-old chicks that we used to bring them from the West and Littoral. So the Northwest will have the opportunity of having them on the spot. And secondly, a building like this will boost the morale of staff and certainly the quality and quantity of their services.
The Minister of Livestock, Fisheries and Animal Industry, Dr. Tiaga, accompanied by Northwest Governor Adolphe Lafrique, also inaugurated a 30,000 capacity hatchery in Bamenda that will henceforth produce at least 30,000 chicks in 21 days, solving the problem of high mortality rate of chicks imported from the West region and other towns of the country. CDNO also has the intention of producing 155 tons of animal feed next year.
Now, Prime Minister and Head of Government Chief Dr. Joseph John Gute has officially inaugurated the Douala Grand Shopping Mall. The event took place yesterday after his return from the southwest region of the country. Gladys Bomotongina completes the story in the French language.
Le Premier ministre, chef du gouvernement, chef Dr. Joseph Diongouté, inaugurait solennellement hier, 17 décembre 2020, le Douala Grand Mall sous le nom véritable de Douala Inter and Convention Center, le plus grand centre commercial d'Afrique centrale. À son escorte, plusieurs autres autorités administratives, sans oublier des civils. Face à la réalisation de cet édifice, le Premier ministre n'a pas manqué de féliciter ce travail et son apport dans l'économie camerounaise, tout en faisant le lien avec le projet de développement donné en 2016 par le président de la République, son Excellence Paul Biya, en vue de l'émergence du pays.
En 2016, le chef de l'État avait dit que le Cameroun va atteindre le statut d'un pays émergent. Ce projet, c'est un projet qui est en droite ligne avec l'émergence du Cameroun. Non seulement les stades que j'ai eu à visiter, et aujourd'hui ce grand mall atteste de la vitalité de notre économie, mais aussi de la qualité de nos ressources humaines. Dans la ville de Douala, nous pouvons avoir 3 malls comme ça. Et il y aura assez de gens pour visiter. On me dit que déjà, ils sont déjà à 30 000 visiteurs par mois.
De même, l'un des investisseurs de ce projet précise que les produits qui y sont les plus installés sont ceux du Cameroun.
Plus de 35% de notre chiffre d'affaires est réalisé à travers des produits made in Cameroun.
Les fêtes de fin d'année n'auraient pas été plus belles et plus rapporteuses que celles-ci dans la capitale économique.
Now, the sum of at least 4 billion francs Cfa have been adopted as budget of the Douala 5 Council for the 2021 financial year. The adoption took place today during an ordinary municipal council session of the Douala 5 municipality. Now, staffman Lasha Kingsley attended the event and compiled the following report for Prime News on My Media Prime Television.
3,930,500,000 francs CFA is the amount adopted by councillors of the Douala 5 municipality this Friday, December 18, 2020, during an ordinary council session chaired by Richard Fongwan, mayor of the Douala 5 municipality.
Nous venons de voter le budget de la commune à hauteur de 3 milliards 900 millions 30 300 500 francs. C'est équilibré en recettes et en dépenses. Et à cet effet, je prendrai toutes les dispositions pour que ce budget soit réalisé.
The senior divisional officer for Wuri Division, Benjamin Buntu, speaking during the session, stressed the need for mobilization of resources to accomplish the projects earmarked for 2021.
Potentiel ici au niveau de Douala, c'est si tout le monde payait ses impôts, si tout le monde payait ses taxes communales et tout ça, je crois qu'on n'en serait pas là. 3 milliards, 900 millions, c'est peu de choses pour les populations de la Moussa de Douala, c'est peu. Donc, je suis venu redonner comme au cœur et leur dire que nous avons une échéance sportive. Cette échéance, donc, veut que chacun se prépare à accueillir donc le chant d'ailleurs qui est annoncé en janvier.
Hygiene and sanitation equally dominated discussions at the session.
Les premières actions que je vais déployer, c'est de faire en sorte que ma ville soit propre.
Comme nous sommes la vitrine, tout ce qu'on verra doit refléter sur ce que le Cameroun doit être. Donc nous devons nous préparer. Il y a le chant, il y aura le Nan, et peut-être d'autres événements. En tout cas, les populations ont le droit de vivre dans un meilleur cadre. Ça tout cela.
The 2021 budget has witnessed a drop of 59 million francs CFA compared to the 2020 budget.
Still ahead, some media practitioners and members of civil society organizations from the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon have benefited from a 2-day capacity building workshop on digital security in crisis zones. Our southwest correspondent Crise Kmer attended a workshop organized by ADC Cameroon and now reports.
The Anglophone crisis work in the southwest and northwest region has been a great threat to the smooth running of civil society organizations as well as an impediment to the job of media professionals. While performing their job of gathering and disseminating information, journalists in the affected English-speaking regions of Cameroon have been victims of adoption, threats, physical harassment, and worse still, their equipment have been confiscated and vital information have been lost in the process. It is on this backdrop that this training on digital security in crisis zone was organized in Buea with the aim to drill these participants on how to improve their usage of digital devices and minimize incidents related to the usage of digital tools.
For media and CSO, especially those working on crisis area. So what we notice is that when journalists are arrested by the police, they usually go through their phone and devices to have data or to see through their conversation with some people and so on. So what we think is that it is important to journalists to save their data because our sources are most important and we have to save them.
Added to this is a problem of access to information for both civil society organizations and journalists.
You are working on an important subject calling open government. Because now Cameroon is not member of ODP. So among those principles you have access to information, which is very important. And we notice that in Cameroon, people as journalists or CSO are facing a lot of problems accessing information through public services.
Joined from the southwest and northwest region, these over 30 civil society organizations and journalists were exposed to techniques on how to secure their digital data by digital security experts.
Talking about the security, you have your data, you have your photo, you also have important numbers in your phone. So it is very important to know exactly how to close your phone. Talking about password, using some tools which are free access online.
For 2 days, civil society organizations and journalists through this capacity building workshop gain knowledge on digital security, data protection, and how to secure their information through online apps.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Prime News on My Media Prime Television. Still ahead in the news, a conference aimed at providing technical support to development stakeholders in the northwest region of Cameroon have been organized by the Northwest Development Authority, Medino. Kibwa Charles attended the event and compiled the following report.
a development conference to provide clinical support to development stakeholders in the Northwest region on contemporary development issues held at the Ayaba Hotel, Bamenda, December 17, 2020, organized by Midino to rejuvenate and enhance one of the cardinal rules assigned to the Northwest Development Authority, Midino, by its decree of creation. Holding on the theme, Empowering People for Social Change, Humanitarian Response, Sustainable Development, Result-Based Management, Midino's Director Cletus Anya Matoya told participants one of the responsibilities of Midino emanating from its mandate is to ensure that rural development interventions in the Northwest region by both public and private actors are followed up and evaluated for improved and sustained impact within the framework of its 2019 program activities. Midino envisaged to organize development conference on contemporary development issues with the objective to empower development stakeholders in the region.
This increasing pressure from donors and international community, as well as primary stakeholders on the civil society and the public sector, to demonstrate accountability for results. Resource persons, presentations of the objectives of the conference on humanitarian response, sustainable development and result-based management, empowering people for social change.
If we coordinate ourselves, we can look at those sustainability aspects of economic advancement, social stability, and environmental sustainability.
Bunji Johnson, Inspector General in charge of services at Northwest Governor's Office, representing the board chairman, governor of the region, said rural development activities in the region has only been partially taken up, and the prevailing situation in the development of the now provides a strong rationale for intervention. Therefore, the need to identify, coordinate, supervise, and control the activities of actors in rural development in the region is urgent. Highlights the expected results of the development conference will enhance understanding on the principles, concept, and legal aspects of humanitarian actions, understand the sustainability development concept that can better tackle the challenges identified by SDGs.
Now, some outstanding Cameroonians have been honored with trophies and certificates of recognition. They were recognized yesterday during the 4th edition of the Bonte Digital Media Award. Dolingonde tells us more.
It was a blast last night as many outstanding personalities from the world of tech to that of digital marketing and communication, the entertainment industry, top Cameroonian entrepreneurs, and many more turned out massively to be honored during the 4th edition of the Bonte Digital Media Awards. Happening at the premises of the very prestigious and beautifully designed La Falaise Hotel in Bonanjo, Douala, the various categories that have been awarded include Media Personality of the Year, Best Blogger, Best Radio Host, Best TV Host, Best Video Director, Best Artist Manager, Best Digital Promoter, Best Digital Entrepreneur, Best Digital Marketer, Best Web Series, Best Public Relations Officer, Best Graphic Designer, Innovation of the Year, Best Social Media Campaign, and lots more, as some now express the joy in winning.
I feel so very happy. This award is shows that it's not all for nothing.
It's the first time for me to be nominated and even to win an award here in Cameroon around the world. That's
une émotion aujourd'hui parce que pour moi c'est l'achèvement du
As many praised the initiative for recognizing the brains behind the tech and digital sectors in the country, the chief initiator himself now talks more about the entire concept. With the year 2020 having been extremely challenging, Mr. Bonte further explains why this 4th edition, however, is still dubbed special.
This is a special edition in a special way, one of those, and that's what the secret is. That's why this is special. especially
A night geared towards celebrating achievers also gave many the opportunity as well to showcase their talents. From the big artists to the upcoming ones, the blend was just perfect to thrill the crowd as many left accomplished even without grabbing trophies.
The Lingondas report ends today's edition of Prime News on My Media Prime Television. Ewane Nolinga Eli compiled and produced the news, and coordination was done by staffman Lasha Kingsley. Prime hour comes up at exactly 7 p.m. with Kumlion. My name is Fon Quinta. Good night and goodbye.